I just want you to know, Cody, you don't have to fight this alone. Because there's no one more qualified than myself to be your shield. We get it, Seth. You, Roman Reigns, and Redacted were part of one of the most iconic trios in WWE history. One of the most dominant factions in WWE history. Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. Look, the Shield were great, but come on. We're just trying to leech off of nostalgia that, honestly, when you look back on it, that was really one of the only good things about that particular era of programming. They're all doing different things. Let's not try to go back to the goddamn well to the point that we poison the well. That never has worked out for wrestling companies in the past, and it won't work in the future. Nevertheless, I'm Charles Renton with my review WWE Raw from the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. Look, there were good things on this show. Actually, this was one of the better editions of Raw in the many recent months. And I do want to say at the top before I dive into this, next week's Raw will be delayed because I'm going to be watching a Regal Mystery movie. And then we're on the show to WrestleMania. I may review Elimination Chamber live, or at least, watch it live and then review it right after. It just depends on if I want to wake up that early and watch it before I go work a 9-hour shift at work. In regards to SmackDown, I may review this coming week's episode, but since next week's episode is going to be taped, and I got to work different shifts the first weekend of March, the next SmackDown review probably won't be for a couple weeks after this week. That's your warning right there. So, according to WrestleTix, they had around 10,000 people. The capacity for the Rupp Arena is about 20,000. You know what? Considering how many wrestling shows have occurred at Rupp Arena, recent and in the past, pretty good atmosphere. It's where the Kentucky Wildcats play. Yeah, we're closing in on Elimination Chamber. A lot of qualifying matches here. New Day and opening match Jey Uso, because he wasn't in the main event this week, take on Imperium. They got to the first match within the first 6 minutes. What sorcery is this? The crowd was into it. They really were into this. I will say that much. They gave this some time. They went a few minutes with a break. And we came back, did some more action. Jay was trying to anger Gunther with a volley of repeated strokes to the head. And, some good action here. I mean, they're trying to juice this thing up between Imperium and New Day. Possibly to add Big E maybe at some point. I don't know. Maybe whatever he wants to do with his life and career. As long as he's healthy, that's what matters. It would be great to see him come back, because him versus Gunther would definitely be money, and Gunther would be able to take care of him. So, it was well worked, and, Jay and Gunther go at it, and then, they nearly missed the D. When you nearly miss getting a man with your D when you're teaming up with two other guys, that's not a good thing. I will not comment further on any experience that I may or may not have had. And we get a splash, 1, 2, 3. I believe Vinci got pinned. And then Pat had a badly timed pause. How do you not thrust Jey Uso into facing Gunther? How do you not thrust Jey Uso into Gunther? Well, that's definitely a way to turn the ring general into the ring genital. You're welcome. That being said, decent opener. And then press conference recaps. And then Andrade El Olio. Wait, I'm sorry, that's not his name now. He's talks about being WWE, leaving, and at least they're maybe bringing some of the, what he did in, his stints in Mexico and his time in AEW, and bringing some of that there, making him interesting. I still say they probably need to get him a manager. I'm just saying, because he can cut. At times he can cut halfway decent promos, but Zelina was a great manager for him. But then again, maybe he's going to be a face or a heel. I don't know. Lashley took on Here Comes Bronson. Remember when Bronson beat Okada? God, those were the days. I'll just go back to, even though Okada now has left New Japan, is either AEW bound or WWE bound. I don't goddamn know. Big Man Battle. We get a pop-up DVD for 2. We get a Spine Buster for 2. And it looked like, okay, Bronson Reed is going to go to his home country and then gets hit with a spear for 3. Okay, that's a bit weird. Is there something going on with Bronson? Is he injured? Apparently, the rumor and innuendo, or innuendo, is that him and his girlfriend or wife, I actually don't know if he's married, whatever, doesn't matter to me, are expecting their first child. You know what? if this is his way of not going to the show and spending time with his soon-to-be-born child, good. You know what? Good. There's things that are way more important, and if that's true, I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope the child grows up happy and healthy. So, then, Jackie interviewed Sammy again. And they pretty much repeated the same stuff. Sammy talks about how he has to, get back to WrestleMania. He has to carve his own path. While Jackie just sat there and said, wow, I really am interviewing line Sammy. It's Sammy. Anyway, Nakamura then interrupts. While they're in an empty arena, there's a camera there. And then Nakamura gets on the screen, has this video ready on the screen where he interrupts, and he has subtitles and everything. It's all this stuff. It's like they're in front of a crowd of people and everything. It's like the show's going live. Quick question. How early was this interview taped? How much earlier did Nakamura get to the goddamn arena to hack into the production truck or seemingly hold them hostage, missed one of them, and then threaten the other one that missed until they put this video together? The cameraman had to film him, and then somebody had to add subtitles. And they just so happened to cue this damn thing up. Cue this damn thing up for Sammy to, be interrupted here. Channeling my best friend Chris, a.k.a. the Durbinator, that means the production team is in cahoots. God, I miss doing reviews of Chris. I hope he's doing well. He was, he still is, but I really hope he's doing well. But yeah, this was if Nakamura actually meant anything and won matches, the meaningful matches, then maybe I'd care. And no, the main event doesn't count. Cody needs more pyro for his goddamn entrance. If he loses again to Roman, I am going to be inconsolable and I'm going to be laughing my ass off. I'm going to pass out from laughter. Just because it'll be so hilarious. Whatever I want, whatever I don't want, it's just going to be goddamn hilarious. Look, this means a lot to Cody. He wants to win the title that they took from his daddy in the garden. I'm sorry, he's rehearsed. So rehearsed. This isn't like a wrestler kind of promo, and it's a little bit scripted. This is like that South Park episode where they're performing on stage. That's what it is. I don't hear a wrestling promo with him. I hear a monologue on stage. That's all I hear. We get Rocky Sucks chants, and you're going to make me emotional. I'm not saying wrestling doesn't mean anything to him, but I'm sorry, I don't buy into this. I just don't. You guys can. I don't hate Cody to where I want anything bad to happen to him. I just don't buy into his shit. And here's Seth. He skinned about 8 cheetahs to make this. And if you don't beat Roman's dark days ahead, not the dog days are over, the dog days are over. I don't know the rest of the words because Florence and the Machine is a weird band. They basically, Rock's here, without basically naming Rock, like, without just going totally off, like, F you, like he was yelling about Punk. He talks about these part-timers, these people coming back and holding things down, and can't nobody hold them down. No, I got to keep on moving. You don't have to fight this alone. Nobody more qualified to be your Shield. Yes, we get it. You're in the fucking Shield. Watch them have a tag match. Watch them just do something where they morph this into a tag match at Mania. Watch them do that, and then watch Seth turn on Cody. And then they set that whole goddamn thing up. Or watch them do this where they go to Australia, and then Seth turns on Cody. Or not Australia, but Saudi Arabia. And they turn on him. Or maybe they do it at Backlash in France. I don't really know. I honestly don't know what they're going to do. And Look, they took it seriously here. I appreciate what they're trying to do. But they dug themselves into this hole by having Cody win the Rumble. And then step aside and then not step aside. And it makes no sense the way they present it. They got themselves into a hole that they dug for them. I can't get over that. I just can't. So anyway... Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe Seth is going to curb stomp him, and then Priest is going to cash in because Seth is too injured. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. Kathy was interviewing Jay in the New Day. Kathy looked great. Jay and Gunther is going to happen next week. And then Liv package, Zoe package. And, I gotta imagine Zoe actually is really thrilled to be back in Kentucky, because she did see the first ever game that the Wildcats played. Not just at Rupp Arena, but in general. She actually was there when Jarrett and Nick Goulas were working together. When, when basically Jerry Jarrett was wrestling, and he was also booking. She remembers the war in Atlanta with Ann Gunkel and all that, and Barnett being involved. She remembers the first wrestling show ran at Rupp Arena. I'll stop one day, except I won't. So Liv took on Zoe, and Liv, for whatever reason, forgot her pants again. And Kira, I swear to God, I know you're thinking about it. You stop it, you get some goddamn help, because you know that I will turn this goddamn show around right now if you don't stop it and get some help. Yeah, everybody loves seeing Liv without her pants. But Kira, you stop it. You get some help. So, nevertheless, well worked. Zoe can work. Zoe's just not interesting. Zoe got absolute crickets for her entrance. They worked well, and Liv won with Oblivion. I have nothing to say about it otherwise. Again, Kira, stop thinking about it. So, Priest tells Truth off. Truth then calls The Miz, said, you're right, the Judgment Day is going to kill me. And, quick pivot, news came out about Maurice having a medical condition. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it's something serious, something that apparently doctors did not actually believe she had and wouldn't bother testing. Rumor, innuendo. But it seems like she had health concerns that she wanted to address, and certain doctors did not listen to her, and now she's got to undergo some sort of treatment. I hope that Maurice is going to be all right. She's a human being. She's also got kids. Got a full life ahead of her. I hope whatever needs to be done, whatever procedures, whatever treatments, she gets fine, she gets healthy, can raise her family, and grow up happy and healthy, or continue to grow old, happy and healthy. That's what matters the most. And if Miz is taking a little bit of time off to be with her, good. Apparently he will be back in an 8-man tag next week. And JD took on Truth. The crowd loved Truth. Truth channeled Cena, by doing the You Can't See Me thing. And then the Devil Inside. No, not the movie, The Devil Inside. JD won. And then everybody attacked Truth. This felt like a hate crime, especially given the month that it was. And then Ciampa and his garden gnome show up and chase him off. Sammy then is told by Cody, I believe in you and the fans believe in you. That's great. Politician Cody continuing to go. My God, Becky, she looks great. Boy, does she ever. She's obsessed with wrestling. She's obsessed with being the best like no one ever was. And how her life has been just an up and down roller coaster. She met her husband. She has her kid. And she says now she has to explain why her dad wants to fight Maui. That apparently was The Rock's character in Moana. I have not actually seen Moana in full. I've seen a little bit. It didn't interest me. It really didn't. So, then Becky decides to say, raise your glass. Apparently she's a Pink fan. And somebody with, I am my lemon drink. If you know what movie that's from, I love you guys. And then Nia showed up. I hit mute. I refuse to listen to Nia unless somebody is going to channel what the kid did in Pet Sematary with the dad that played Herman Munster. That's as much as I'm going to say right there, because that's the only kind of noise I want to hear from Nia. Because I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. She does not deserve to be there. And the fact they have her there to make Dwayne happy, seemingly, is ridiculous. So, Rhea shows up. We get a sloppy fight because Nia can't even go down for punches properly. She can't do anything. The lemonade got spilled. Too bad it was an alcohol and they had to toss it in her eyes. So she, maybe her superior immune system could have fought that off. Rhea better squash her. I mean squash her. And I said this, and I hate putting this out to the universe, but I bet Nia's going to lose to Rhea, and then Nia's going to attack Liv and take her spot in the chamber, and then we're going to get Liv versus Nia at Mania. And the reason I say that is because Liv will probably beat Rhea for the championship. I don't think Rhea is going to actually lose the championship to Becky at Mania. I don't think that's going to happen because Liv is going to want her ultimate revenge. So, we then come back to Jackie staying there with Drew, and I'm here with Drew McIntyre. Yes, Jackie, we see the 6'5" Scottish man next to you. I'm glad you noticed he was there. So, Drew is focused on doing the right things the right way, the Drew way. Cody, if you get in my way, you will not make it to Mania, just like Punk. And Truth thanks DIY, but calls him DX, because Truth, LA Knight took on Ivar. Cole apparently is so obsessed with the antlers that he wants the human's lower horn. Shout out to Pretzelmania for that one. Yeah, big superplex spot nearly ended badly, and Ivar missed a moonsault because Valhalla is a stinky moronic twat, and BFT 1-2-3. So yeah, LA Knight advances in a qualifying match. That's all Ivar is going to do. He's going to do impressive big man shit, and he's not going to win many matches. He might win against Alpha Academy members, but like I said, it's not going to be meaningful. So Drew tells Sammy, yeah, keep out of my business, you'll be fine. And then Sammy says, you're in my way, and then goes to the ring. They're in Anaheim next week. That's good, because that means it's not going to be as long of a flight to Australia. So, there's a bunch of women that are going to be in the last chance battle royal for the last spot in the chamber. And Chelsea yells, and then Shayna has her deck of cards, and Zoe is there. Remember when the first deck of cards was ever played? And I need a drink. Yes, Adam, after that segment, we all do. Hey, at least Candace didn't have to talk, because Mrs. Personality would have pretty much caused everybody to fall asleep. And then Nakamura and Zayn had a match where, look, they both can work. I'm glad that we're going back to a match that happened about 8 years ago, when NXT was hotter. And I give a shit, because Nakamura always loses, and even when he wins, very, very rarely, does it mean anything? No. Drew showed up, caused a distraction. Nakamura won. They both beat him down. And then Cody showed up. So, yeah. Anyway, look. Like I said, this week, SmackDown, more than likely, unless I'm just busy and I don't feel like it. But Rock and Roman are on there. And then Raw next week, delayed because of the mystery movie. Chamber. And after the first weekend of March, I'll go from there on SmackDown. That being said, hey, at least they did some good stuff this week. They didn't do great stuff all the time, but they did at least good stuff enough of the time. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.